What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the film room here on Two Guys Watching Football, where today we are going to be talking about why Josh Ross, undrafted linebacker out of the University of Michigan, will make the Baltimore Ravens final 53 roster. We're going to dive into the film. Before we do, I'm only looking at the Arizona game in this one. I posted all of his snaps from the Tennessee games on the channel. You guys can go back and watch that. A couple of things that I think is important to take out of that game specifically, and I think where he really popped for everyone was his pass coverage. So in that game specifically, he showed a really good ability in hook coverage. He had that PBU that knocked the ball up for the Geno Stone interception, but he also looked really good covering running backs out of the backfield. So I didn't see a lot of that in this game, so there's nothing in the video, but I wanted to kind of highlight that as context because I think it's what we learned last week, and now we're going to see some other things here. We're going to look at some run snaps. I think I have 4 run snaps, 4 pass coverage snaps. One of the pass coverage snaps is a blitz where he had a hurry. So I think, we kind of see a full skill set developing here with Josh Ross. So let's get right into the film. We are going to start here. So let me make it bigger on my screen. So 46, obviously, he's playing the Mike spot. No, he's on the Will side here. Kristen Welch is on the Mike side. So I think we're going to start here with a run D. Like, this is just next level gap filling. So I think he was going on a delayed blitz here, which is great. But, I mean, they're pulling it looks like they're running a trap here with the left tackle coming downhill and the center pulling, and Josh Ross just shoots the gap. The right guard doesn't even see him. Brilliant tackle. So, I mean, I don't know if he was supposed to go on a blitz here from the inside or if he just read this, but this is, I mean, my goodness, elite stuff. And just, the sureness in his tackling, I think, also stood out to me. We just saw it there. Like, he's just not missing tackles. But then we also see on this next play here where his ability to kind of work in the against the offensive line's run blocking scheme to free himself up. So let's see how it goes here. So he's on the Mike side here with Zacoby McClain, I think, is in now. Christian Welch has gone off for McClain. So he's on the right side here, number 46. Yeah. So he's going to step in. They're running it looks like a duo concept, maybe inside zone to the right, and see how he disengages from 65 here and gets right over and into 30, the running back. So that's just really, really nice. He's going to go up. He's going to fill his gap right there. You see he's got his head on the inside, which is good. He's maintained leverage. He's still maintained leverage. The guard isn't dry blocking him at all, and he just runs right through his arm. So I think with the offensive lineman, of course, I'm going to bring it back to the O-line. What he did wrong here is once he shot, he should have been working to get his head across his body on the inside to start to drive and seal him away from where the ball carrier is going. But Ross runs right through. So good block deconstruction, good ability to maintain or to gain and maintain leverage, then to shed the block, kind of stacks him nicely, sheds the blocker, and makes a play on the ball. See him right in there on the run stop. So really nice play there. Here we're going to see him on the backside. So he's in, they're in the dime here. Zacoby McClain, the other linebacker, is stepped up to the line of scrimmage here, and they're going outside zone left. So he's on the backside now because Zacoby McClain's filling against 73 here, the left guard. And we want to see Ross take away the cutback lane. So we see 65 here. 65 is trying to get to him. And he sees it. We also see a cut start to come, and Ross just brilliantly cuts back. This is just, he's not the most athletic guy, but I find he really doesn't waste steps. So as soon as he sees it, you can see the defender here. He kind of works off of him almost like a blocker. I know he's a defensive tackle, but see how he works right there and goes right behind the backside blocks. So he completely eats up the cutback lane for the run stop. And again, sure tackler. Really impressive there. That was probably in the run game so far in the preseason. This was the most impressive snap that I saw because it's so easy to get taken away on the backside. And you kind of have 65 and 66, the right guard, right tackle coming for you, looking for that backside block. And you just literally step around it and breathe the ball carrier's cut clearly. This is going to be the Trace McSorley scramble that he saved the touchdown on. So it's that bootleg, and he's going to dive. So what I liked about this one is, let's get to right here. So McSorley is taught on this play to dive with his right hand. He's not going to put the ball out because easier to force a fumble. You got one hand on the ball. But Ross doesn't have to show this hustle on this play. He took a brilliant angle. You see Geno Stone. He's up a little tighter, but Ross completely runs down the line. And what I like about his dive, and I'm not sure we're going to see it here. You can see it on the pylon cam live. It was the way he dove with his hand going towards this inside hand. So McSorley doesn't have the ball in it, but if he did, Ross was hitting that ball, and that just shows really good recognition. So not only did his speed and angle force him to go to the pylon, but he dove for the hand that if McSorley tried to get cute and get that ball across the plane, Ross was ready to knock it down. So he kind of had that two-pronged approach there. So really good stuff there. That's just a vet play that he's making as an undrafted free agent linebacker. Just really impressive. So now we're going to look at some of his pass coverage. So here we're going to see him drop into a hook zone. And Greg Dortch would have caught this ball if he drops it, but you kind of see him. He's going to drop and he's going to pick up the linebacker here. And he's going to pass him off. And then he sees it. You can see right here, he's got his right hand up and he's stepping up into Dortch's line, and he breaks on the ball. And so he almost gets the pick because of the high pass. But that should have been a completion. And this is one of those, sometimes this would count as an allowed reception. And so it can be very deceiving with linebackers, corners too, don't get me wrong, really any defensive player. But when there's a completion under your zone, which is exactly what this is. This was a zone beater. It was meant to just be a quick drag as sort of the check down pass to get the ball out. But the way he breaks on the ball, his job at this point is to break on the ball and not allow any yards after the catch, especially against a wide receiver. You want to get your wide receivers against linebackers, but Ross stepped up perfectly there. I don't mind the loud catch. He's running a hook zone from a simulated pressure. So he's naturally backpedaling because he was starting at the line of scrimmage. I'm not going to be upset that it was thrown shallow in his zone. What I want to see is him break on that ball, break on it hard, and be ready to make a tackle right away. And that's what he did. So really good there. Now we're going to see him carry. He's going to, once again, see, they do this a ton. Like, this is Mike Macdonald's thing. They're showing pressure. They're dropping guys. Wink used to send all these guys, but McDonald does the drop zones. And you're going to see him carry this slot receiver all the way down the field. So he's going to drop there. And so he turns there. He kind of played that really well because he's got, if you look at the start of the snap, there's no out wide receiver here. The receiver at the bottom of the screen, he's on the line of scrimmage. So this would be your X receiver, your Z's up here, and then you got two slots. So why is that important? Because this corner that is probably running, it looks like they're in, is it cover 3? Yeah, with the way he drops, it looks, might even be cover 4 because all 4 of them are dropping. It's cover 3 or cover 4. But Ross knows that as he is going to come this way, he's got help from Kyle Hamilton and he's got help from Brandon Stevens. And he knows Brandon Stevens is tighter to the numbers here rather than being outside the numbers if he had a boundary receiver. So he kind of cheats on the inside here, knowing he's got the help. And you can see it right there. If that ball is thrown, you got Hamilton and you got Stevens with the zone coverage. So I really like the savviness there in his zone. I also like, he's not the most athletic, like I said, but look, he doesn't waste a step. He's got a good back pedal. As he turned to break, he turned with him. He showed that hip fluidity to break on the ball. So really nice work there from Josh Ross. Now we're going to see him sniff out a screen. So screen pass thrown there. Ross is right here at the top of your screen, or at the bottom of your screen, bottom right corner, and zip, and he gets right in there. So, like this a lot. I mean, the offensive line didn't set up their blocks really well. It looked a lot like the Ravens running a screen. We haven't run a screen successfully since Ray Rice was the running back here, so you guys know what I mean. But it's just the way see how he's reading. He sees that little pile start, and then he gone. And so, really like that, like how he gets under, he dips. He probably sees that he's got a defender here to help, so he's going to play that outside leverage really well, get his hands down, almost misses the tackle, has enough in his arm to wrap up. So really good play there. I like how he was forcing him back inside. Sometimes if he would have taken the inside leverage on the tackle attempt, you can leave a lot of green space behind you. So he forces him back into where he'd have defenders if you were to miss it. And then we're just going to wrap up here with a blitz. So you're going to see Zacoby McClain right here is going to bang down and basically be the knife. They're going to run a little bit of a game here, basically a stunt. So 49 is going to come down, bang down on the center right there. You see him bang. Ross is crossing and looping right up, forces the pressure. Nothing special here, but I wanted to show a couple blitzes. And I really liked what he did here. Just good athleticism, runs out in tight, runs through the running back, hand up, trying to make a play on the ball. So that's what I see from Josh Ross. I mean, it's good. He looks solid. He does a lot in the run game. I really like his ferociousness and his tackling. He's a sure tackler. He reads well. He's very, very savvy with understanding block deconstruction and also understanding where the offensive line is trying to put him and where he can go to make a play. So that's all been really solid. In zone, again, not the most athletic guy. He's not, I don't know if he'll ever be a sub package specialist, but he's really savvy. He's smart. And I think that's really why Mike McDonald praised him so much. He knows him because he coached him last year. He was his Mike linebacker, probably wore the green dot at Michigan. So anyway, you guys drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Hit that like button. Hit subscribe if you're new here. That's all I have for you guys. Be good to yourselves. Be good to each other.